Well, hello. So thank you for being here. And as we come out of being in a pandemic, it's really lovely to see actual real people here. And I want to say hello to all of our friends online. We have friends joining us from California, New Mexico. Those are the ones I know about. Hopefully there's more. My name is Meg York. I play clarinet. And this is Pete Jacobs. He plays bass. This is Arthur Lefebvre. He plays cajon. And Dara Becky. And this is Naveen Shrestha. He plays tabla. And this ensemble is called Tarjama. Tarjama means translation in Arabic and Farsi, which I think is a cool word. In the music realm, it also means, oh, is it not loud enough? There we go. In the music world, it also means like passing a really beautiful musical phrase back and forth. So Tarjama is the name of this ensemble. I'm the director of it. Pete and I have in turn been on the board of Musical Ambassadors of Peace. Musical Ambassadors of Peace is a nonprofit, will be 20 years old next year. 20 years of serving refugee communities with music classes. And we're talking Syrian refugee teachers to Syrian refugee kids. Amazing. There's a lot to know about Musical Ambassadors of Peace. Tonight is a fundraiser for them, so part of the funds that we collect go to them. That's about it. We're just gonna play. This is an improvised concert. So if you were in a jazz venue and somebody did a really wonderful, smoking, hot bebop lick, you would clap, right? You are cordially invited to do the same here. So there'll be lots of repartee during our compositions. We're improvising on the fly, we're composing on the fly. If there's something that's especially astonishing or beautiful, please give us some love, because that's what makes this more Middle Eastern, more Hindustani. So we're gonna start with a beautiful Nepalese melody. Would you mind telling us a little bit about this melody? Would you mind?
Yes, sure. So this melody is called auspicious tune. It's called Mangal Dhun in Nepali, and it translates to auspicious tune. For anything that we do, whether it's a marriage or anything, religious function, we start with this tune. It's a beautiful melody. It does not have any lyrics associated with it. It's the feel of religion and feel of positivity for whatever you are going to do.
So we're going to have a little lecture demonstration. Sounds like too dry of a word, but we're going to ask Nabeen, or he's going to demonstrate this beautiful instrument here. So, and then we'll join him. So this is a little class, if you will. Do you want me to hold this for you?
Thank you so much. It's not a class, but I just wanted to introduce you because these instruments may be completely new for some of you. This is called tabla. It's a two-part drum. It used to be one big cylindrical drum. Somebody in 13th century decided to cut it in half and make it like bigger drum, the bass drum, and the higher one, the right-hand drum. So this is a very basic form of drum. It's a hollow. This one is made with a wood, so it's hollowed out and there's like skin on the top. And same with this one. This one is called baya, which means left-hand drum. And it's also hollow inside. It used to be made out of clay, but once people started to travel, it would break, or it's very fragile, so they started to make out of metal, copper or brass or something like that. So it has a really nice bass tone to it, and the right hand has a higher pitch. And usually the right hand drum, one thing that separates tabla from other percussion is this black part that you are seeing. It's made out of metal powder and starch. So when there's like very specific way you apply it to tabla, and it rings, and really it has a really nice long sustain, which makes it different from other percussion. Now, the playing technique, there are various ways of playing tabla, but what makes tabla special is it has its own language. So whatever I played, I can actually say it. So it has this language aspect of it. So for an example, to be a language, there has to be a consonant and vowel, and you have to put those together and make words out of it. So in tabla, for some of the example, this note is called na. This note is called ti. There's other forms, tete, tun, on your left hand, ge, ke. So all these are small consonants. There are a few more that we use. And when you put those together, it forms a word. So for an example, so I can play something like nana tete, or take tete, gena tete, dhage na tete, gena dhage na tete, gena dhage na. So it can be more and more complex. So for an example, I think it's fine. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So gena tete, gena dhage tu na gena tete gena. Dhagena tete, gena dhage na tu na gena. Gena tete, gena tu na gena. And it can go, because we are rhythm, there's always some kind of speed associated with it. Even in a faster tempo, you can express notes. So, for an example, so it's almost like you put those consonant or vowels together, and you make it into a word, and you put those words together to either write a story, or write a poem, or write a song. So I'm just going to demonstrate a little bit of, one of the composition, which is a very traditional composition, and it's the first part of it is composed, and rest is all improvisation. So this one goes. Te dha te dha dha te dha ge tu na ki na ta te ta te ta te dha ge. tatete tatete da tete tage tunagina tatete tatete tete tage tinagina. Is all improvised after here. So the pieces that I played is a first composition, and all the pieces that I'm going to play now is the improvised part with the same language. So I'm kind of sort of in an abstract way telling a story. So. The smaller drum brings so much, we can only tune it in the tonic note of the scale. So for an example, we're playing most of our songs in D. So this is tuned to D. And you'll see me pick up this hammer every now and then because once it gets hot or the humidity level changes, it changes the pitch. So if it goes low, I can bring it up like that. I can lower it like that. So we try to keep it as much as possible in pitch. But the left-hand drum, this one, we don't tune it. We use our wrist to control the pitch. So if you practice enough, you can get almost an octave out of it. So you can go. There are just like I think a lot of Persian culture has merged with Hindustani culture. So, for an example, in Persian, tabla means in general percussion, right? And in Hindustani, tabla means this specific instrument. It's really versatile. It has evolved a lot in these few centuries. It has evolved a lot. So, from being played with your palm, it has come to like we can use all. So I'm using 3 fingers on my right and 3 on my left to play all these. So notes are really delicate. So we have to have a good sound. But because I'm using all these fingers, I can go really fast and sustain that speed without having to put too much effort. So for an example.
That was a piece by Anwar Brahim, a modern oud player. Our next piece is Zaina Zaina, which is a Muhammad Abdel Wahab composition written for belly dance. And feel free, feel invited. I see you in the back. I see you. Yeah. Anyway, there's some beautiful interactions that you're seeing. So your response to clap whenever you feel like it is absolutely appropriate. You can also yell, Yalla, which means let's go, or Aman Aman, which is right on, or various other. You could say, yeah, that was nice. Or however you want to give us some love would be great. Zaina Zaina, Muhammad Abdel Wahab. I feel like one of the melodies that we hear again and again these days is Lamabada. And it's a beautiful melody. It comes from the area in Spain before there was a lot of political division, so people have been playing this melody a lot lately. And right after this, we're going to have a special treat. Akbari is going to come up and recite some Persian poetry, and we'll just go right from Lamabada into that, my dear, okay? So you have one song. This is a beautiful melody, and there's a refrain that goes, Aman, 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 Aman. And I can't sing in pitch, that's why I have a clarinet, but you'll figure it out. Join us if you would.
Good evening, everyone. First, let me thank all of you for great music. We are really enjoying it. So I'm going to cite a poem from one of the greatest poets in 14th century. Probably most of you know him. He goes by Hafiz, Haji Muhammad Shamsuddin. So I'm going to start. بیا تا گل برافشانیم و می در ساغر اندازیم. بیا تا گل برافشانیم و می در ساغر اندازیم. فلک را سقف بشکافیم و طرحی نو دراندازیم. اگر غم لشکر انگیزد که خون عاشقان ریزد، من و ساقی به هم تازیم و بنیادش براندازیم. شراب ارغوانی را گلاب اندر قدح ریزیم. نسیم عطرگردان را شکر در مجمر اندازیم. چو در دست است رودی خوش، بزن مطرب سرودی خوش. که دست افشان غزل خوانیم و پاکوبان سراندازیم. صبا خاک وجود ما بدان عالی جناب انداز. بود کان شاه خوبان را نظر بر منظر اندازیم. یکی از عقل می لافد، یکی طامات می بافد. بیا کین داوری ها را به پیش داور اندازیم. بهشت عدن اگر خواهی بیا با ما به میخانه، که از پای خمت یک سر به حوض کوثر اندازیم. سخندانی و خوشخوانی نمی ورزند در شیراز. سخندانی و خوشخوانی نمی ورزند در شیراز. بیا حافظ که تا خود را به ملکی دیگر اندازیم. Thank you.
All right, now we're going to explore some Balkan rhythms with you. So, odd meters. I have an odd number in the top of the time signature. So we're going to do a couple of different sevens and then a couple different nines. And that's all you need to know. All right, we have one left for you. It's a Persian tune. It's called Morge Sahar, and it's the closing tune for a lot of Shazarian's concerts. So thank you. My name is Meg York, and this is the Global Groove Ensemble, Tarjama. We really enjoyed being here tonight. Thank you for having us. First Plymouth especially has really extended a lot of help to make this concert happen. And I'm out of breath from playing clarinet, so we'll just play you out. Thank you very much. So feel invited to come up and ask us questions, but otherwise that's it for tonight. Please join my email list online, megyork.com. I put on these kinds of events. Often they're to benefit musical ambassadors of peace. That's that nonprofit I told you about out of Boulder. And I love playing for the Persian community. Some of my Persian friends showed up tonight. I'm very grateful. And thank you very much.